budget is not very extensive. It's up about $18,000 from last year, and the two biggest hits are 5 computers that we need to purchase apparently, and increase in security. That's about $15,500 of the budget. The rest of the figures are relatively unchanged, very minimally changed from the previous years. In terms of revenue, revenue's down. We discussed this with the board before. Is that certainly there is a tremendous drop off in the amount of tickets that are being issued. In terms of fines set, judges certainly don't set fines with the idea of budget issues. And generally, fines are set based on the type of offense that the person's convicted of, the person's record, and frankly, the ability of the defendant to pay the fine. Certainly make an inquiry as to whether the person's working, is on disability, that type of thing. Generally speaking, there's certainly no policy in terms of setting fines. And certainly a few years back when the state of New York passed a law that does not allow us to take someone's license for a period of half fine, there's certainly been a tremendous drop off in the amount of fines that are actually paid. In order to close the file, we take civil judgments against those individuals. And certainly there's a lot. If anybody peruses the daily record, we're not alone. You'll see it goes on and on for the various municipalities about civil judgments being paid. And sometimes they're paid people when they sell their house, when they apply for a credit card, a loan. That's when the issue comes up and they show up at the front window to pay off their fine. Other than that, like I say, the computers are the big issue. They're somewhat old, and we're told by the IT people we need to replace 5 of them. And the security is the other big issue, sort of a wild card. So,
yeah, security, we're going to do an RFP for the end of the year. So we'll see how that turns out.
So that'll be stable.
Yeah, and we were saying earlier about this IT task force, like if we wanted to, the credit card payments of the fines, you're not going to be able to get into anything in town because that goes right to Albany, right?
Well, all the fines, how that works is, I'm glad you brought that up. Fines have to be submitted to the town by the 10th of every month. That's the rules that all town and village courts are subject to. So the money comes to the town of Webster. The town of Webster then submits it to the controller's office, and then it's distributed to the state, the county, and the town by some formula. After 21 years or 22 years in the budget, still have no idea how it works.
Yeah, circle it back to us.
Right, but it's based on the type of ticket that's being issued, where it's issued, that type of thing. And so it's distributed by a particular formula to those 3 government agencies.
So it can take a couple of months to get the money back.
Right, right. So it's not like we're setting fines and boy, that's all coming to the town. That's not the case. A major portion of the state, some goes to the county, some comes to the town. But again, I think I can speak to Judge Christine here that we're still going to set fines based on trying to equalize the budget. So, any
I want to short your guys'
So
time.
they can, just to clarify, so they can or they cannot pay by credit card
they can, oh, certainly they pay by credit card.
down
They can
there?
pay by credit card, they can pay online too.
Okay.
Many times we tell people that if they come and they want to pay a credit card, we remind them that if they pay by cash or a bank check, they don't have that additional fee. When we first started out with the credit card, the state picked up the credit card expense. But that didn't last too long.
Funded mandate?
Right, so now the person paying the fine is picking up the credit card. And the clerks do remind them that if they pay by cash or bank check, they don't have that additional, I don't know, it was 2.5%, I think it was something like that.
But does, okay, so Albany said we're not gonna pick up the credit card fee anymore.
Right.
But you still have to use their credit card fee service. Because, you know what, we'll find that out during the IT task force, because if the money from the credit card payments comes to the town, and then we remit it, to get our reimbursement of 10%, 20% later, we'll talk about that at the IT task force. Maybe they can be in with the
Yeah,
leverage, the economies of scale.
yes.
That's for another day. You got the memo? Didn't you?
I did.
Christine? So did Jennifer, right? Think day.
Chris,
Think day.
Chris got a picture on too.
Does it?
I passed out that.
Okay.
He did.
Yeah, he does.
He's already there. You're still
Great,
here.
it's great. Any questions?
Thank you very much.
No,
Appreciate it. Nice to see you both.
Take care. Have a good night.
Yeah.